Daniel.
All right, bye. We are live. What's up, guys? Excited to be here. Go ahead and comment and post who you are and where you're calling from or where you're watching from. Excited to be here. Ready to get started. What's up, Diane? What's up, Troy? Good to see you. What's up, Christina? Watching from Japan, Mexico, Philippines, Belgium, New Britain, Omaha, Atlantic City, Arkansas, Brazil. What's up, guys? Lynette, how you doing? Go ahead and comment, guys, where you're watching from. I'm looking forward to this summit. NYC, Australia, Ohio. We have people tuning in from all over the world. It's crazy what technology can do these days. Eugene, Oregon in the house. What's up, Trey from North Carolina? What's up, Ohio? Dave, good to see you. Arturo from Costa Rica. What's up, guys? If you're just getting on, welcome to the summit. We're going to start here in the next 20, 30 seconds. There's a little bit of a delay, but we're ready to start. We're going to dive into the proven 6-step formula to growing and scaling your business while creating more freedom and autonomy. And I have never done this training before. So I'm excited to finally share this with people that are dedicated enough to listen and to take action. Christina, I appreciate it. Thank you for checking out my book. What's up, Steve from Florida? What's up, guest from Florida? Texas. Say your name and where you're watching from. Shannon from Portland. Lubbock, Texas in the house. Love Lubbock, Texas. All right, guys. So I'm excited to be here. And I want to treat this as if it somewhat was an in-person mastermind. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. Not another training. And I've been on so many trainings in the past, and to be honest, 95% of them don't really give tactical value. And I can assure you, this will be different. Let me make sure you're in the right spot, first of all. If you're an entrepreneur or you're someone who really wants a huge competitive advantage going into 2020, this is for you. If you're looking to grow and scale your business while creating more freedom and you value and understand the importance of flexibility and living a life on your terms, this is for you. If you're looking to learn how to grow your network, and if you're looking to gain more clarity on how to make money in today's uncertain and changing times, you're in the right spot. And I want to acknowledge you for investing time into yourself and into personal growth. I want you to think about why you've chosen to be here with me today. You've invested your time with me, and time is more important than money. And you know the benefits and you know the payoff of personal growth, and you're the action takers. You're the type that does not wait for opportunities, you create them. So congratulations. I know you're an overachiever, and I know you're an action taker. Leaders and action takers jump on opportunities quick. Most people watch their lives pass them by. So you guys that are here, I'm excited. Forbes had an article come out a while back. It said 10% of people invest in themselves and 90% don't invest in any type of learning or training after high school. So you guys are already the cream of the crop. You're the people that I want to hang out with. So welcome. And my focus today, of course, always is to add as much value as possible. And if you're spending time with me today, I want you to leave with some clarity, some excitement, and a very clear action plan. I had a realization a while back that just one or two perspective shifts, like one or two changes in thinking, a new action plan, a new way to view something can yield an extra 50, 100K, 200K, up to $1 million extra just from a new perspective shift. So I really want you guys to understand that as well. And by the way, I won't be looking at the chat. I'm going to be really focused on this training. So we'll do some Q&A at the end. I have some bonuses at the end. And also, I talked to my team. We might be able to throw in a pretty cool bonus for those that stay at the end in terms of giving you these slides and some other stuff. So some amazing stuff coming up. So why is this important right now? This is a very deep dive training, and it's going to give you tactical steps. But let me share with you right now why this is important. This is your life, and there's nothing more important than living well and having fulfillment in all you do. And I don't want you to be fooled. The rules that we've been taught don't apply anymore. So many things have changed, and a lot of things that worked 5 or 10 years ago don't work anymore. This has been called the age of dramatic distraction and entitlement mindsets and evolving technologies. And if you can develop yourself when times are tough, I want to help you dominate the rest of your life. So right now is the greatest time in human history to be alive. You can all agree this is the best time to capitalize on success, income, business, and entrepreneurship. Yet so many people right now are frustrated. Right now there's 1,700 new millionaires created every single day in the US. But 95% of people are still stressed, underpaid, and overwhelmed. So how is there so much opportunity, so much to capitalize on, yet so many people are stressed and frustrated? They lack clarity. They're confused. They don't know how to create consistent income. That's why I get so passionate about sharing this. Now, the opportunity cost is huge for not knowing this stuff. If you don't learn some of these things I'm going to talk about, you're leaving thousands of dollars, if not millions for some of you, on the table by not knowing some of these simple yet powerful facts. And everything has changed. I know 16, 17, and 18-year-olds making $1 million a year. I was just with a kid a couple days ago that's 22 making about $50K a month. And he's 22. Okay? I want to let you know that I know 15, 16, 17-year-olds crushing it and broke 40-year-olds. How does that happen? Well, it's the new economy, and most people say, I'm stubborn. And they don't want to adapt and adjust and learn how to become more valuable. And the other says, I'm willing to change. It's not about age anymore. It's not about experience. It's about networking and having a roadmap, which I want to give you. And here's what the people say when they aren't doing as well. Yeah, but I have 20 years of experience. Here's the reality. Experience is becoming irrelevant if you have the right network and roadmap, because you really only have 1 year repeated 20 times. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, you don't have 20 years, you have 1 year. If you're not growing and innovating and really continuing to invest in yourself and getting better, you only have 1 year. So this is why it's important to pay attention to this, and I'm excited to share. Now, here's the house rules. This is not a get rich quick type of thing, okay? There's not a shred of get rich quick in this training, and if you're looking to get wealthy without putting in real work or adding value, this isn't it. You could feel free to go about your business or change your expectations. There is no do nothing and get paid. I'm not going to teach you how to do nothing and get paid. I've never met anyone who was able to do that except lottery winners, and I think most of them go broke within 2 years anyways, right? There's no fake experts. This is real results, real work, real people, real experience. And my results aren't typical. Okay, I'm just going to share with you exactly what I've done to help me build what I've built coming from where I've came from. And I'll share some of my past. But most people that buy any get rich quick stuff never make any money anyways. This isn't that. And I do want to scare some people away if you're looking for that. But if you're looking for a proven roadmap to follow, you're in the right spot. If you're looking to elevate your network and increase your income, you're in the right spot. This training is for you. But this is the craziest time to be alive. And I want to share kind of what we're going to go through today. But for me, I felt like I was working all the time and I didn't see my results improve. I felt like my to-do list was always growing. I felt like I always was overwhelmed because I was studying so much, but I didn't have an action plan. So that's where these trainings came, is how I got over all these things and was able to gain clarity and build a real business. So here's what you'll discover today. The 6 essential elements to growing and scaling your business while creating real freedom. And this is the same exact system I used to get to my first million, and then multiply that. The 3 big decisions that will make or break your 2020. And most importantly, how to reach your goals on your terms with certainty. And I want to share with you guys, it's not your fault. We've been lied to. A lot of the things that we've been promised and talked about, and things that are really, really in the industry norms, are lies. And I'm going to share some of those. But when I stopped believing the gurus, my success exploded. And I'll share what I mean. But understand that it's not your fault you are where you are. A lot of people are working extremely hard, like 60, 70, 80 hours a week, but not seeing the results. I've been there. It's not your fault, but I want to give you the right roadmap. So before I dive into the tactics, I want to share a little more about me and kind of where I came from, because I was thinking a while back, probably about a couple months ago. I looked up the population of my hometown that I grew up in, and it was close to 6,600 people. I was the kid that I didn't even expect to make six figures, let alone seven. I was the kid that everyone else's parents told their son or daughter not to hang out with, right? How in the world do I go from having no inspiration, I didn't have goals to be a millionaire, to owning multiple 6 and 7 figure businesses, right? I'm a small town kid from Oregon. I transferred high schools my junior year. I dropped out of college senior year. I tried hard labor. I sold stuff on eBay. I tried valeting cars. And I went completely broke at age 22 when everyone thinks they have it figured out. After college, I went to, dropped out at U of O and then started a business, right? Went completely broke at 22. I found myself living in our family friend's extra room. This is me. I wanted to throw a picture of me at 19. This is the old me, right? This is when I looked happy and I was smiling, but I was also discouraged and super confused on what I wanted to do in life. So I had all these things. I had so much anxiety built up, and I always felt like I was placed in a box. I needed to put it somewhere. And I tried entrepreneurship and I didn't do well. So I thought that it maybe wasn't for me. How in the world did I go from a small town kid with no guidance and no mentors to a 2 times best-selling author, selling over 450,000 copies of one of my books and 65,000 copies of my Audible? Created 6-figure or more income streams in 12 different industries. Trained over 7,500 entrepreneurs personally. This is in person, while over 2 million unique visitors visit our websites per month. The reason I talk about this, I don't want to impress you, but I want to impress upon you that there's so many people that haven't gotten results running these trainings. I'm proud to say I've been in the trenches for 12 plus years, and I know what doesn't work. I've practically failed my way to success, but I wanted to share some of the things so you know that I've been in the trenches and I've seen failure and I've seen some success. This is the book 6 Months to 6 Figures. It has 5,000 ratings. We're frequently on the cover of Audible with Tony Robbins and Dale Carnegie. This is me speaking in Dubai as a keynote a couple years ago. We've been featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur Times, all kinds of publications. This was back in 2016 and 17. One of the top millennial mentors to follow. This is one of the Forbes articles. I think it has over 100,000 views now. But I've spoken and keynoted at some of the biggest events on the planet with people like Les Brown and Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank and Damon John and Gary Vaynerchuk and Mel Robbins and Scooter Braun. And it's been crazy that I can do this. And I do want to share exactly how this came about. This is me speaking in Mexico. This is me speaking out of the country as well. Some of the YouTube, we've accumulated millions of views on YouTube. This is us in Entrepreneur magazine for the, I believe, 5th time. This is a quote from Forbes Entrepreneur. I get uncomfortable talking too much about this. I just know there's so many people that don't have results, and it really frustrates me because they're cheating people. I want to show you that I've been stressed and frustrated. I've been dead broke. I left my small town in Oregon with no mentorship, and up to that point in my life when I left town, I didn't really have any. Of course, I looked up to my parents, but I didn't really have anyone to look up to. And I got excited when I started to get into sales and entrepreneurship, but I didn't have guidance or a roadmap. So that's when I went broke. So I want to share with you the journey from that to right now. Okay? But let me share with you why I failed. And I want to ask you this first. What brought you here? Like, why are you here? I know a lot of you shared that you're here because you want to scale your business, of course. A lot of you guys want to network. Some of you guys want to figure out what to do next because you don't like what you do. A lot of you guys want to create more freedom for your business. Some said you're already making the money you want, but you want more flexibility and lifestyle. Share with me in the chat. Why are you here right now? Like, what do you want to learn and what are you excited about? I'd love to hear from you in the chat. Why are you here spending this time with us today? There's a little bit of delay, but I'm curious to share, to hear. Yeah, there's some people that grew up in the same town as me. I love it. They know how small it is. Not a lot of inspiration. So once these start rolling in, we'll take a look at those. But I know there's a lot of different reasons why you guys are here. Oh, there you go. I'm looking at the wrong chat. I didn't update it. Hold on. I am a learn it all, not a know it all. I love it. Scale my life. I love it. Financial freedom, master networking. How to design a life that I can live on my terms. I love it. Successful roadmap to scale my business. I love it. Impact my family in the world. Anytime you wanna impact your family, and anytime, here's another reason I'm glad you're here. I'm assuming most of you here watching are the people that are the type of person that other people count on. You're probably the rock for the people around you. So understand that I have so much respect for you for being here, because you're the one that provides for the people around you. And that's amazing. And it's my obligation to give you the best possible training. So thank you. So let me share with you how to transition sales job to business owner. That I did that. That's tough, but there's a roadmap for it. I'm here for the latest from you, the latest technology. I'm focusing on the consumer needs. I love it. Make the kind of money that enables me to live a life on my terms. I love it. So thanks for sharing, guys. So my first failure, and I'm going to share this with you being very candid. I was motivated. I actually was motivated. I was the most motivated person I knew, but I was so broke, I couldn't go to the drive-thru. So I was so confused that I was motivated and I had energy, but I had no money. I didn't know what direction to take. So I was always blaming my past, where I was from, my age, my company. I was blaming the economy, but I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. So here's where I was confused. Once I was struggling, and by the way, never get advice from society as a whole, because it's always wrong. The first thing they told me when I asked them was they just said, work harder. So I would work 50 hours, then I went up to 60, then eventually I got to 80 hours, and my results weren't improving. So it's not just about hard work. It's about working right, which I'll explain. But then they said, invest in yourself and go study everything. So I would study everything I could, and it left me overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, you seek distraction. So I was distracted and overwhelmed. So I was confused, but I had an option. I was 22. I was struggling. I was broke. I moved away from home. I wanted to show people I could make something of myself, but I wasn't doing a good job. These are my only options. I can abandon entrepreneurship and try something else, or settle for an average job, which I was very close to doing multiple times, but I remember the feeling when I had a normal job of someone telling me what to do and me not living my dreams, and I couldn't stand it. So I had to really think about that. Second thing was figure it out. So these were really my only options. I could abandon entrepreneurship and I could settle, and I can validate and say, well, it's because of this, but really I would be quitting on my dreams, or I could figure it out. And of course, the first thing I did, I made the definite decision I was going to make this work. There was a story of someone close to our family that couldn't make my mom's 25th wedding anniversary. And I remember when I was 18, 19, it meant a lot to my mom. They grew up together, and she wrote handwritten notes to everybody. And here's what happened. She didn't show up. And there was two reasons. And I was young. I didn't understand fully, but I remember I'll never forget these two reasons that she couldn't show up. And my mom was devastated. One, didn't have the money. Two, couldn't get time off work. Now, this person was like 45 or 50. So in my young 19-year-old stubborn head, I'm like, I cannot believe that. That's sad. And I realized people go through things, but I just wanted to make sure I never wanted to disappoint people, and I always wanted to have freedom to be able to go to any family event and do what I want on my terms. So I'll never forget that. I didn't want to be the person that was 40, 50, 60, struggling to get by, not being able to leave, or having to ask someone else if I can take time off. I hated that. So I had to think about those things that frustrated me when I was making this decision. And my challenge to you is to make that decision right now that you're going to live an amazing life. And I'm telling you, it might not have been possible 25 years ago, but it's never been more possible than right now. And I know I'm building this up, but I can't wait to give you these steps, but it's never been more possible. So here's why I failed. I tried to do everything myself. So I need to drink some water. I'm getting fired up. First mistake. I tried to do all myself. I thought no one could do it as good as me. And what happens when you try to do everything yourself is you actually start resenting things you used to love doing. So this was the first big failure. Second big failure, when I started seeing a little bit of success, here's my second big failure. I believe the gurus. There was 3 things going around in the industry. This was 2009, 10, 11. It was 1, you have to believe in yourself. 2, you have to have experience. And 3, you have to work extremely hard and hustle, hustle, hustle. So I was super confused and disappointed and discouraged because I didn't believe in myself because I had no results. So I thought, I have to believe in myself? Well, I don't know how to believe in myself if I've never got the results. So I kept not taking action because I was waiting for me to believe in myself, and I never did. Here's what I realized. You don't have to believe in yourself. You have to get around people who believe in you, and you need to take action whether you believe or not. I didn't believe in myself till after I made 6 figures. So when someone says you got to believe, how can you believe if you don't have the results yet? You have to start getting the results before you believe. So I believe the gurus that you had to believe. Don't believe. You don't have to believe in yourself. Trust me, your belief will catch up once you get results. Second thing is you have to have experience. I had no experience in entrepreneurship, and everyone's like, you got to have 10, 20, 30 years. And then I started seeing other people that were my age and younger start crushing it, making money. And I realized you don't need to have experience. You need to have a good network and a roadmap. If you have a good network and a roadmap, you can surpass anyone with 20, 30, 40, 50 years experience. And the third thing is you have to work extremely hard. Yes, you have to work hard, but it's not about working just harder, and it's not about working smarter. It's about working right. I'm going to give you these activities, but I thought I had to work extremely hard. So I went up to 85 hours and I was still getting no results. And I realized it's not the hours I worked. It's what I put into those hours. Okay. So here's why I succeeded. I built $1 million network and I found a proven roadmap. And I've perfected the roadmap the last 10 years to make it new and innovative and more proven and something that works now. And I've adjusted it 100 times to finally have this exact 6-step formula. So let's dive in. The 6 essential proven elements to growing and scaling your business. Now, a lot of people can grow and scale a business. I know people that have scaled their business to 100 million, but they have no lifestyle. They have 1,000 employees. Another mistake I made is I thought I always had to have a lot of employees to have a big business that scales, that does a lot of volume, and me to have a lifestyle. It's the opposite. You don't need a lot of employees, right? So these are all these myths I used to run in my head. I know people that make a lot of money, but they have no freedom. And if you've built a business with no freedom, you don't have a business. You have a job. Okay? So let's go through these. I'm going to go through each one. I'm fired up. Shift from complexity to simplicity is number 1. Develop the unstoppable mindset, because a lot of times you're holding yourself back. And if you can unlock the barriers of what's holding you back, that's a huge step forward. Building your $1 million network, one step at a time. Optimizing your positioning and understanding how to have clients come to you versus you chase people. Focusing on the right activities and making all of this work. I'll tell you at the end. This is the number 1. I think this is the best key that very few people forget. People love to do everything except number 6, and that's the most important. So shift from complexity to simplicity. You have to get rid of all the noise in your head. There's so much noise in your head, and most things don't matter. So if you want to scale and grow your business, you have to focus on what matters. All right. So I created something called a 1-page productivity plan. All right. Now, this is the breakthrough here. You want to figure out your ideal outcome and what's ideal to you in the next 6 months to a year. And here's the kicker. Most people base their ideal outcome on their past, off their insecurities, or off their previous experience. What I did that changed the game for me. What I encourage you to do is I challenge you to think about, there's no limitations here. What is your ideal outcome for the next 6 months to a year? Let's say by end of November 2020. Base this off your potential and what's possible, not your past or insecurities. So once you have your ideal outcome, so this is how you get clear. What is ideal? Don't think about what company you can join or what business you can join. Think about what you could create. Or what's ideal for you, what's your skills and your strengths, and mixing that with the passion that solves a problem, right? So what's your ideal outcome? Most people that I ask, hey, what's your ideal outcome? If me and you were hanging out in the next 6 months, what would have to happen for you to be fully satisfied and excited about your results? I'm not going to look at chat anymore, but you don't want to ask questions that are already in the training I'm going to answer. That's not sharp. So make sure you guys understand that I'm going to get to all the questions at the end. So if you ask random questions I'm going to cover already, I probably won't answer them until I get to it in the training. So most people I ask, what's your ideal outcome? They're like, oh, I want to make more money. I want to be more successful. But they're very broad. Here you have to get crystal clear. And once again, there's no limitation. So what is ideal for you the next 6 months? The next thing you do, what's most important to you? You have to figure out and discover what your values are. Is it flexibility? Is it money? Is it family? Is it adventure? Is it growth and scale? Is it health? What's number one? Then number two, because most people are living incongruently. A lot of people say their biggest value is family, and they want to spend time with their family. But then they either get a job that doesn't allow them to have freedom, so they aren't with their family, or they start a business, but they don't understand business, and now their business is running them. So they say they're doing it for family. Remember, your priorities are what your actions show, not what you talk about. So if your priorities are family, you better do everything you can to build a scalable business that allows you to have a lifestyle. If your number one focus is money, great, then chase money, right? But when you make a lot of money and maybe you don't have any good relationships or you don't have a family life, you can't say, oh man, I wanted a family life. No, your priority is money. So you have to organize. Life's going to organize around your priorities. So what's most important to you? For me, it was family, flexibility, lifestyle, impact, then financial freedom, right? So what's most important to you? Now you align your ideal vision with that. Your big five. What are the big five actions that you're going to take, which I'll help you with in the next 6 months to a year? Once you have your actions, now you have to stack up some ammo. So your most compelling reasons. Reasons come first, results come second. So you need to stack up as many reasons as possible of why you do what you do. Why do you want to be more successful? Why do you want to build a life on your terms? Why do you want to start a business? Why do you want to impact people? Why do you need to succeed? Reasons come first, because here's what happens. When you expand your capacity and start to succeed, challenges of course come up, right? And these reasons are there to pull you through the challenges. If you don't have any strong reasons, the challenges always define you, and then you go back and settle. So figure out your top 10 reasons. Now, if you don't have strong enough reasons, like if you're not waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning fired up and excited, you don't have compelling enough reasons. I flew home from Chicago. I was in Chicago, did some business there yesterday. I flew home today because of this summit, and I didn't want to be away from my son more than a day and a half. So I flew to Chicago and back in a day and a half, because that's my number one focus is my family, but also its impact, which is why I'm doing this with you guys. So I know my priorities. I've turned down $5,000 or $10,000 speeches. I'm probably going to turn down, I shouldn't say this yet, but I'm probably going to turn down a pretty big speech next month that wants to pay me because I don't want to leave my son. And I have the leverage. It's one thing you want in business is you want to have the leverage where people need you, you don't need them. Lastly, number one skill you want to master. What skill can you master that will help all of these other things come true? And then it's focusing on mastery versus overload. You don't need to listen to 1,000 talks or a bunch of books. Focus on 1 or 2 skills. Get involved in one mastermind group or watch one show, listen to one podcast. People are so obsessed with information and they're not obsessed with outcomes and results. That's the key to number one, okay? Now, here's another kicker. I'm going to start giving you game changer truths throughout this, Clarity comes from taking action, not thinking. So I spent 5 or 6 months trying to gain clarity from thinking, and it wasn't working. Nothing was coming in my head. When I started to take action and I started adapting and adjusting to the business and starting to, even when I didn't know what was next, I took action. Clarity comes from that, right? So that's number one. Get crystal clear on what you want. Forget how to get there. We'll help you with the how. Figure out why and where. Second thing, developing an unstoppable mindset. So once you finally get clear, you have to have a mindset that complements where you want to go. Okay? This is huge. So there's 4 things that help your mindset. Commitment. There's people that are interested and there's people that are committed, okay? Interested is you do it when you feel like it or when it's convenient, and if you don't feel like it, you don't do it. And you might have a side hustle. If you're dabbling, you're not committed. There's a lot of dabblers out there. If you're doing this as a hobby, you'll make hobby money. If you do this as a career, you'll make career money. If you commit and it's an obsession, you'll make legendary money, millions. So are you committed or interested? Committed is you'll do it by any means necessary. No matter how you feel, you're going to make it happen. And through commitment comes confidence. When you have compelling reasons, we just talked about the reasons, right? When you have compelling reasons, that's when you start seeing real results. Confidence is something that comes from choosing growth in the moment. So in the moment, you have the tough decision, the easy decision. You might think, does this have anything to do with scaling my business? Trust me. People that scale their business are very confident in exactly how to scale their business, and they take action when they don't feel like it. So confidence comes from doing things you don't feel like doing, whether you want to or not. And here's the scary thing about confidence. This is not something you're going to get from this training. It's not something you're going to get from a book. Confidence is like watching grass grow or buying a bond. It takes time. It's consistently choosing growth and making the tough decisions. Okay? Some people, instead of watching this training, they wanted to watch Netflix. In the moment, it was easier to sit on the couch versus educate your mind, right? And eventually that's going to catch up to them. But since you choose growth, you chose to grow versus be normal, it'll pay off for you. Now, everyone thinks the most important account people have is their bank account. It's not true. The most important account people have is their confidence account. Everyone has what's inside them, something called the confidence account. And based on where you are in life right now is based on that account. And every time your confidence account, here's the scary thing, guys. It never stays the same. It's either growing or dying. So your confidence account's either growing or shrinking at every decision. Every decision you make either helps or hurts your confidence account. And if you want a rock solid bulletproof confidence, you got to feed that account by making tough decisions. When you work out when you don't feel like it, when you grow, when you invest in yourself, when you spend money on yourself, or when you stay in on a Saturday night and study versus go out and drink, when you read a book versus watch a football game, your confidence goes up because you're betting on yourself versus watching other people succeed, right? Game changer truth with this one, your circle of influence. So your network is probably the biggest confidence booster. So for me, when I look back at what really gave me confidence, it was the people I was around. So yes, you can commit. Yes, you could have real strong reasons. You could choose growth and have confidence, but your confidence ultimately comes from your network. So this is how you create your $1 million network. Number one, there's 3 parts to a network. Number one is support. Family and friends, right? Who you're around day to day, those you're around the most. People around you should be building you up, right? You should have a team of people with the same vision. Family and friends. Next, it's peers, who you work with. So the network of people, your business network, those you're around when you're grinding. Do you have A players around you that you could bounce ideas off? The closest 5 people in your network or in your partnerships should have a similar lifestyle that you want. So the closest 5 people in your network, not family and friends, I mean network, business-wise, they should all be living a lifestyle that you want to mimic and you want to be a part of. 3 is guidance. Coaches and mentors, people you learn from, people that should be cutting your learning curve in half. right? So these are the three parts to $1 million network: your support, your family and friends, your network, who you're around, who you network with who you collaborate with, and then who you get guidance from and who cuts your learning curve in half. This is a huge, huge key. So there's 3 life-changing decisions that come with a network, and I'm going to keep talking about the network. You want to jot these down. 3 life-changing decisions. Who to cut out. I had to make some tough decisions when I was struggling because almost everybody around me was also broke and struggling. And they would tell me, you're 22. It's okay if you're broke. I'm broke too. And when I realized it wasn't okay, I didn't like feeling how I was feeling. I had no choices. I felt like I was discouraged and I had no clarity. It's a really bad feeling to feel like you have no choices and you don't have control of your life. I had to start cutting people out of my life that didn't have my best interests in mind, or didn't have a similar vision, or didn't want more out of life. And I'll tell you, it's exhilarating when you get rid of toxic people. Life is too short to be around people who are toxic, who don't make you feel exceptional. That's the first thing. Who to cut out of your life. Every person. Now, this is assuming you want to really succeed at a high level. When it's time to go all in, okay? And here's what I realized. It's never the right time. The right time is when you decide to go all in. I would think right now, because successful people know that 2020 doesn't start January 1st. It starts right now, because what you do the next month determines everything about the whole 2020. So when to go all in? Most people dabble, but if you can decide when to go all in and let you know right now is the best time possible because of all the opportunity, that's a huge key. 3, what to invest in. What to invest in. I would say the biggest things to invest in, number 1, of course, yourself. Number 2 is back in your business. If you can invest in yourself and your business, that's a game changer. Game changer truth. As the vision gets bigger, the circle gets smaller. I'll never forget when I had a mentor, some of the breakthroughs that I had because of his guidance. So the most important decisions you'll ever make, who to surround yourself with, bottom line, right? So for me, one of my mentors, Jordan Weirs, was one of my first mentors. And when I finally started succeeding, I finally started to invest in myself. I started to get around the right people. I started to have confidence, and I've made my first 6 figures, which I'll go through. And I had about $100,000 saved, and I had a mentor, Jordan, who is now a millionaire. And I said, I'm going to take some time off. I have $100,000 saved. I'm 23 years old, right? 23 and a half. And I said, I have $100,000. I'm going to chill. And he said, that's not that much money. I made my first $1 million when I was 21. I thought you were ambitious. I thought you were different. You're going to settle now that you have some money saved? You're not who I thought you were. And it totally knocked me off my tracks. And I'm like, you're right. See, I was comparing it to who I grew up with. A lot of people in my town didn't have $100,000 saved. I never even had that much money in my life. So I thought I was cool to kind of relax. And he said, you have to build more momentum. It's not that much money. And if I wouldn't have had him around, I don't know if I even would be close to where I am today. So mentors are there to challenge you, and mentors are there to shift your perspective and to really help you level up, right? So everybody with $1 million network starts with 0. I knew nobody. I was from a small town, of course. I've been able to hang and network with Gary Vee and Ty Lopez and Randall Pitch and Lewis Howes and Ryan Blair and Gerard Adams. Grant Cardone called me to come do some interview stuff in Malibu. I've hung out with Eric Thomas multiple times. Tom Bilyeu, the founder of Impact Theory, been to his house multiple times. So I've been able to be inspired by, but also build relationships with, be on a first name text message basis with Kenny the Jet, NBA player, Tony Horton, the founder of P90X. These are people I used to look up to and idolize when I was younger, right? So this is my mentor, first one, Jordan Weirs. He said, a smart person learns from their mistakes, as all successful people do. But those wanting world-class results learn from others so they can cut their learning curve in half and not waste as much time making the same one. So the power of a mentor is this: education and guidance. They call you out when necessary, they have you think bigger, and they help you with strategic decisions. So, game changer truth here: you don't need to figure it out when you create the right network. Big breakthrough. I want to pay attention. And it's going to click because this is the same things that I went through. I thought I had to have a huge network. I thought I had to figure everything out on myself. And the reality is, when I had my network, I didn't have to figure it out. I would just make a phone call. I would just connect with somebody and say, what do I do next? Because when you talk to people that have been where you want to go, they can help you cut your learning curve in half. So I used to sit there and just bang my head against the wall trying to figure everything out on my own. And that's the worst thing I ever did because it caused me to go broke and be stressed out. So you don't need to figure it out when you have the right network. So start figuring out, make a list of people that could be your mentors. They could be online mentors, but find people that have similar values that you do. So there's some people online that everyone knows that always promote hustle, hustle, grind, hustle, hustle. They're working 7 days a week, and that's fine. But you want to take very few opinions, because I don't want to follow someone that only promotes hustle, because when I'm 40, 50, 60 years old, I want to have a lifestyle that allows me autonomy to travel, and I want to coach my kids' soccer game, basketball game, football game. I don't want to have to be tied to my office. So when someone sits there and says hustle and grind 90 hours a week and they want to own all these things and own football teams, that's fine. But I'm not going to follow someone like that because I don't respect that lifestyle. Because they're grinding all the time, not having time for their family and kids. That's fine, but that's not me, right? So you need to know who you respect is who you become. So really figure that out. So once you finally start building your network, I used to make a target list of who I needed to connect with, and I called them growth friends and maintenance friends. So who I needed to connect with and who I needed to stop spending time with. So make a list. 1, growth friends. Who should you hang out with more? Who should you connect with more? Maybe one of them's me, right? I don't know. If you're from a small town, you really don't have a lot of people, then it has to be online, right? Or you move to a bigger town. But here's the reality. When you have that list, now make a list of people that are called the maintenance friends that maybe drag you down, that you feel like you have to hang out with. You've known them a long time. They don't have any drive, or maybe they drag you down, or maybe they have problems for every solution. They're toxic. All you do now is lower the time you spend with your maintenance friends and increase the time you spend with your growth friends. Because if you hang out with 5 intelligent people, you'll be the 6th. You hang out with 5 confident people, you'll be the 6th. You hang out with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. It's inevitable. But if you hang out with 5 idiots, so what do you think is going to happen? You hang out with 5 alcoholics. Who do alcoholics hang out with? This is the single biggest thing that will make the difference, is your network and your circle of influence. Okay? But once you start getting your network, here's what's next. Optimize your positioning. Your positioning is how you're viewed in the marketplace. Your positioning is how you're viewed in the marketplace. By the way, positioning can help every other area. It doesn't matter if it's big ticket sales, transitioning to entrepreneurship, content, social media, how to approach people to interview or influencers, clarity, consistency, sales mastery. When you have a network and when you have positioning down, everything else becomes easier. Okay, so why is positioning one of the single most important things you can do? Well, if you're positioned well, more leads, more media partners, more referrals, higher prices, more selective, more targeted, people come to you versus you chasing people, and you don't have to be burnt out chasing clients. When I asked you guys an email, and I checked every email, I wrote back to probably 60%, but there was a lot of emails coming in. The top 2 goals I got from everybody combined, people wanted to make more money in less time because they wanted more freedom. So they wanted to make more money with less effort, all from one practice, which this is it. Positioning. 3 core pieces of great positioning. Credibility. So you need to have some credibility. You need to have testimonials. You need to have social proof. You can do this through getting into publications. You can do this with doing some free training or giving your services away in exchange for a testimonial. You can do a beta launch. But how many video testimonials do you have online? How much social proof do you have online? Right? Huge key. Second thing is messaging and branding. How well do you know your target audience? Branding is a public set of artifacts, and it's your perception online. So is your branding consistent and congruent on all platforms? Is it relevant? Is it up to date? Is it innovative? Is it aesthetic? Do you know who your target audience is? Are you thinking about what problems you're solving? If you understand what your audience is thinking about at night and what frustrates them and what discourages them, and you're putting solutions in front of them, if you can articulate the problem better than everybody else, you'll have a loyal following. So a credibility and social proof mixed with messaging and branding and being about something. So here's a big key. What is your business about? Make your business about something. So make it about something and make it scalable. But when Subway went from fast food to health and about being healthier, their business exploded. They're not even that healthy, but they changed their positioning. Harley Davidson, right? They have great positioning and they have a specific audience that'll ride or die for them. Disney's about making dreams come true. So what are you about? People are striving to be part of a movement. If you make your business about something, people will quit a job day and night. They'll quit a brand in 2 seconds, but they won't quit a movement or they won't quit a relationship. So be about something. Make your business about something that's bigger than you. If you're about something that's bigger than you, if you have great messaging and branding that's all congruent, here's an example. If I talk to everybody in your company and I ask them what the purpose and the vision of the business is, from the CEO down to the mailroom, from the social media manager to the sales team to the customer service person, if there's any different answers, your branding and messaging needs to be clearer. So this is positioning. Simply put, right? We can dive in with questions, but figure out how you can. If I ask you what makes you different, what makes your brand different, you should have 4 or 5 key things that make you different. Okay? Why should I choose your business versus every other business out? Game changer truth. When you position yourself correctly, you won't need a prospect. An example, when I was first coming into entrepreneurship in 2013, I would reach out to everybody, all publications. I would even speak for free, and I had crickets. Now I have people reaching out. I haven't reached out for a speech the last 15, 20 speeches, right? I've been approached by Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine. I've been approached by all kinds of different publications. I have 50 or 60 podcasts I've turned down the last couple months that I'm saving, to be honest, probably for next year when a new book comes out. But everyone approaches me now. It's because I've positioned myself correctly because I know my unique selling proposition. I can't teach that. You have to figure it out, right? Number 5, working on the right activities. The key to productivity is working on the right activities and finding people who complement your weaknesses. So here's some profit producing activities. Positioning should be number 1. You should be working on your positioning, getting testimonials, getting your messaging down, making sure that you are getting into different publications and you're getting around the right people. So once again, I'll talk about that in a second. 2, networking. You should spend your time networking and collaborating with other entrepreneurs that are hungry and driven. Marketing. Learn how to get your message out there at a higher level. Why this is number 5 is because if you have positioning and if you're confident, you have a network and you're clear, but you don't work on the right activities, this is when you're going to be working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, but not get anywhere, right? So if you're working on positioning, networking, marketing, and sales, now you don't have to be working on these things, but your team should be working on these things consistently. You should have people working on these. This is all you should be focused on because when you market, more people know about you. A lot of times people want to be creating the thing, creating the book, creating the course, creating the curriculum. But most people don't have anyone that know about them, so they never sell anything. I have people that reach out. I have 5 books out, and they've sold 100 copies total, and they want to make another book. No. Don't make another book. Start marketing the books you have. I know people that have amazing courses, and no one knows about them. I know people with really bad courses, and they're selling millions because they understand marketing. You should spend 80% of your time on marketing, 20% on the doing. And then once you start making money, then you can flip it and start working more on the product. But marketing should be a focus. And then sales. Okay, these are things that you should be thinking about. But if you're like, I don't know how to do that. How do I position myself? How do I network? This is what I've been sharing with you. Ask your network. If you need to have an answer, your network should know. This is why network is one of the biggest keys to succeeding and to scaling your business, because you can ask people in your network that have been there and they can give you the answer because they've already been where you want to go. So number one failure, like I said, I tried to do it all myself. And this cost me more time, more stress, and I got worse results. And I want to share this with you as a business owner and as a CEO, entrepreneur, influencer, because I've been there. If you only make more money when you work more hours, you'll never create real freedom. So here's the truth most people won't tell you. No matter how good the systems, the mechanics, the how-to information is, if you don't have this one final piece, nothing will work for you. This is something that we don't naturally all have. So what's the difference between the 95% and the 5%? You could have positioning, you can have clarity, you can have the network, you can have all of those things. If you don't have this one, you're not going to go anywhere. It's not intelligence, it's not motivation, and it's not having a big vision. Because we all know intelligent people that are broke. I was the most motivated person in the world and I had no money. Anyone can have a big vision because it's just words, right? So the most important element for you to create the life and income you dream of is number 6, effective execution. Execution is what takes everything I've shared with you today and makes it possible. It's the only thing that produces real results. The most important element for creating the life and income you dream of, unfortunately, it's the hardest thing to consistently do, which is why it has the most rewards. So how do you become the 1% and finally master execution, right? Well, I'm going to give you 4 critical elements of effective execution. And we're going to dive in. Number 1, simplify. What are your strengths and what should you delegate? If someone can do something 80% as good as you, delegate it. Simplify what moves the needle. You should be doing things that produce growth in your business and not things that just maintain. Everything maintained should be delegated. So simplification creates action. Complexity is the enemy of execution, okay? Number 2, prioritize. Now prioritize based on what's most important to you. If your number 1 goal is to improve your results or scale, simplify what matters, because doing something unimportant well doesn't make it any more important, right? So simplify and then prioritize the 80-20 of what's most important in your business. What should you focus on right now? 3, selling yourself. Once you figure out what to take action on, you have to fully sell yourself on it, because when you sell yourself on it, you give up all opportunities to let up or quit or give up early. If you're not sold, when people aren't sold on something, that's when they let up and give up early. So you have to fully sell yourself on the task at hand. This is how you beat procrastination and how you become a real, not just entrepreneur, but a very consistent entrepreneur. Huge key. And 4, support. If you're around a bunch of people that hold you accountable, that can help you execute, you've reached the right network. Right? This is a huge key. So support network. This is the big one. Here's why this is so critical. Without the proper support system in place, you'll find excuses not to take action. You'll get distracted and pulled off the path You'll be stopped when challenges arise and won't have the mental fortitude to push through. And worst of all, you'll start focusing on the wrong actions. And it's funny, I did these exact things, right? You'll consistently fool yourself into thinking you're progressing forward, but you're really just being busy. And a year from now, you'll be in the same place you are today. That's why a support network is so crucial. So the biggest formula is a proven system and strategies, like I've shared, with the right support network. So a proven system and strategies with the right support network. So the 6X strategy, once again, shift from complexity to simplicity. Get rid of all the noise in your head. What's most important to you? Most things don't matter. Create a bulletproof mindset by focusing on confidence, investing in yourself, getting around high-level people, creating your $1 million network. Get rid of toxic people. Make that list. Optimize your positioning. Focus on the right activities and create effective execution on the right activities consistently. And I'll tell you, of all the years that I've been in entrepreneurship, I've realized that the ultimate key is building a life on your terms. If you can do these things, if you can get around high-level people, if you can focus on effective execution, it's not about the business. You're not going to get to the end of your life and wish you had more transactions. You'll wish you built a world-class life. I want to share some of these because I've evolved consistently. I went from someone who was focused on money and I wanted to build the biggest business, have a bunch of employees, to realizing that I actually value freedom and lifestyle. I don't like other people telling me what to do. And the fact now that I've executed this strategy and I can travel the world with, she was my girlfriend at the time, now she's my wife, is priceless. Building $1 million business with no lifestyle is a massive failure. And finally, you can actually do this. It's more possible than ever in 2020 and beyond. This was years ago. This is the last couple years. The next level of this is bringing your family along. I was able to take my mom on trips with me. She's been to Dubai with me. She's been to Mexico with me. She's been to Greece with me. She went to Cabo San Lucas with me. This is what it's all about. But for me, it's evolved even more. So when I was traveling, I got excited about traveling and having a life that I was inspired by so I could show other people the way. Because being from a small town, you didn't go places like Aspen. You didn't go places like Mykonos or Tulum or Greece. A lot of people in my town stay in the same town. They never travel. And it breaks my heart and it drives me crazy. There's so much to see. But now, it's a whole different ballgame. Almost gets me emotional. So this is my wife. She was pregnant. Now, obviously, we had our son, Santana. Now, it's a whole different level, right? To see people have to be away from their family because they don't have a lifestyle that's flexible is crazy. That's why I'm so obsessed with this system, right? So I'll tell you, let me give you a real world example, but this is what it's all about. Business is amazing. Business is business. You want to be able to have something that you create a lot of income from that allows you to live life on your terms. That's why scaling and growing is so important. Not for the money, for the lifestyle and flexibility. So a real world example, this is Josh, and I use someone younger because it doesn't matter if you're 17 or 50. He's 17 years old, now 18. High school student from New Zealand, no network, lack of direction. From pure hustle, he was making $1,700 a month. Changed his circle of influence, learned from mentors. He improved his positioning, created certainty and confidence, focused on the right activities. Now he's about making 14 now, I'm being very honest. This was a while ago. He went from $1,700 a month to $10,350. Just from focusing on these. He didn't take any more hours, it took more strategy. So game changer truth, time is never the problem. It's lack of focus, no roadmap, and an incongruent circle of influence. So let's recap real quick, and then I'm excited to continue and answer your questions. You guys liking this so far? You guys getting some value? I'm getting fired up. Art, good to see you, Art. Someone that's on my Game Changers Academy is in here. What's up, my man? Yes, doing something unimportant well doesn't make it any more important. I used to do that. I used to do things super well and I was happy that I was working a lot, but I wasn't getting results. And I was like, what's the point of me doing this, right? So let's recap. Let's simplify. Let's simplify everything. Shift from complexity to simplicity and stop believing the gurus. Stop trying to do it all yourself. Lesson 2, create your $1 million network. All 3 pieces: support, peers, mentors. Oops. Doesn't matter what age you are or where you live. Number 3, it's not about working harder or smarter. It's about working right. A few strategic activities go a long way. Bonus lesson. You don't need to believe. Just get around people to believe. And really, the only way you're going to create a life and a business on your terms is by building your network, because your network builds everything else, right? So the right network and the right mastermind network and the right support is everything. A group of like-minded people that are there to guide you and support you when you need it. This is where the most famous philosophy, Think and Grow Rich, this is where this philosophy came from. This is the most famous example, Think and Grow Rich, right? Which I'm excited about because I've taken this philosophy personally and it's changed my life. So why are all the top achievers in the world in masterminds? Why do elite entrepreneurs and influencers pay $25K, $100K? Some pay $1 million a year to be around high-level people. Why? Because the right network is a force multiplier that keeps you on track, moving forward towards your goals as efficiently and effectively as possible. Right? So when you're around, and I'm nailing this network thing home because this is the one thing, if I had to pick anything that changed my life, it was my network. Because every time I had a problem, I went to my network and they solved it for me. I didn't have to figure out the answer. Okay? Huge, huge key. So now you're watching this live training with me. You've already showed you're committed, you're serious about success, you're someone that values personal growth. You really want to build a life and a business on your terms, right? And you're watching this training. I don't know why you showed up here today. In my opinion, you should make a decision immediately to do everything you can to create a life on your terms. And it's never been more possible. But I don't know why you're here. It might be because you're sick of treading water in your business. You feel like your business is running you versus you running your business, and you want some real freedom. Maybe you're frustrated that your business or your videos, podcast, blog isn't making money. Or you're wondering how to create more predictable, consistent income, or you've been stuck at the same income for years and you've had enough. Maybe you're sick of trading time for money and you can't stand someone else telling you what to do, or you're like me and you feel like your intelligence and ambition is not matching your bank account. Or maybe you're bored, I don't know. But either way, I want to help you claim your freedom back with absolute clarity and help you cut your learning curve in half. And at this point, we've been together about an hour, 50 minutes to an hour. And how many of you guys at least got 1 or 2 things that you're going to execute? I want to know if you guys got something that you're going to take action on, right? You understand the importance of a good network, having a good roadmap, not just for business, but for life. Would you agree that having the right roadmap and support network would drastically increase your chances of leveling up? That was my number one frustration. I didn't have the right network coming up. Well, you've seen the 6 elements you need to master to break through to entirely new heights, right? And you've seen that when you combine execution with a proven roadmap, you can finally do the things you've dreamed of. And for some of you who shared with me in the email, travel and be with your family more. Grow and scale your business the right way, not sacrificing time or your values. Make more money than ever. I'm telling you, if there's 17, 18-year-olds making millions of dollars per year, trust me, there's a lot of money being made. You can do it too. You just have to take the action. Remember, you don't have to believe. You have to take action like you do and get around people who believe. Some people want complete autonomy and freedom like I have. And some people just want to replace stress with peace of mind. There's more opportunity than ever in the world today. Ever. More than I've ever seen in the history of mankind. Yet we've seen more people than ever struggling, hating their work, and stressing about their money. working too hard for little results. And this was my biggest struggle, was working so hard for no results. And finally, I'm excited to share this because I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it, but because you're on this training, I'm excited. I created something special just for you guys. So many people work too hard for little results, don't have the right guidance, or there's so much BS out there they never get results because they're overwhelmed. That's exactly why we created the Game Changers Academy. Now, some of you guys are already on this, which is amazing. You can share your experience with it. But this is the #1 networking community and mastermind for serious and ambitious entrepreneurs. This is the all-in-one resource for the entrepreneur that wants to grow and scale their business on their terms, their own way, and be positioned as the best. This is Entrepreneur Magazine. This is the 5th time the Academy's actually been featured in the magazine. It's also been in Forbes, Huffington Post, Success Magazine, some other ones. But let me ask you a question. Time's going to go by. Do you want to succeed fast or slow? For me, when I was doing everything myself, when I thought I had to have 1,000 employees, when I was going through all the free stuff online, I was going so slow and I wasn't making money. So I'm assuming you want to be the one that actually goes fast, like you drive a Tesla, right? I want to help you implement all these actions consistently so you can grow and scale your business, create your $1 million network, and create more predictable income. But most importantly, create more freedom for your family, create real financial freedom, and live a life on your terms, your own way. So after working with 7,500 entrepreneurs, investing personally over $200,000 on personal development, and spending thousands of hours researching, we've created the complete system you need. And this is usually you have to apply. We're doing a special just for the new year. The Game Changers community is the absolute fastest way to go from point A to point B while eliminating stress and overwhelm. Most people use the first diagram and they get to B, which that's great. It takes you a lot longer and you get some experience. But if you want to go from A to B and you want to build a business with having freedom, there's no better place. So here's what you're going to get. The complete Game Changer system. 12 modules with a blueprint. You're going to get deep dive trainings, a private mastermind community, live calls, millionaire guest speakers, and Q&A accountability groups. Now, I'm going to go through this. You're also going to get a mastermind network of other thousands of proven and successful game changers. Here's some of the ones we did at Inner Circle last weekend. Here's some of the people in the academy. The next step is getting to the Inner Circle. But these are some of the people that you can network with and collab with. This doesn't just stay online. We go offline as well, right? So these are real people making things happen, building a life on their terms. I want you to be there. You also get calls from elite millionaires all over the world every single month. We've had Gary Vee, Tim Ferriss, Ryan Blair. We get the biggest and best speakers to speak to you personally live where you can ask them questions. Every single month we have a new millionaire guest speaker. You also get a Game Changers Important Dates blueprint where you know all the dates. We have our speakers booked actually until April or May next year. We have some amazing guest speakers coming up that once you, if you're in the academy, you get to check that out. So here's what you get. Obviously, we're giving a discount. The full Game Changers Academy training system, live mastermind calls and hot seats, my letter to achievers. So what I'm going to give you is the letter that I use to reach out to high achievers and to reach out to people to interview them. I've got a hold of Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, Tim Ferriss, everyone you could think of, right? I'm going to give you this exact script I use, as well as you're going to get a deep dive networking module that gives you all my scripts I use. How to build an online empire training. So whatever business you're in, the reason we created this was you need to go online. You can give this to someone to watch it, but this is a very deep dive how to build an online empire and how to position yourself and how to be consistent on social media, but how to make sure you do it the right way. Maximizing your strengths blueprint. If you're new, this will help you This is a 12-page blueprint that'll help you figure out what to get into, what industry, and how to monetize that. A network of ambitious and success-minded individuals, my networking, my connections, my mentorship working for you. So total value, $10,108, okay? Now, even if it was $10,000, what would all this be worth? What is a lifestyle that's on your terms? What's an inspiring, autonomous lifestyle worth to you? Imagine if your business grew and you started scaling it and you had freedom, right? It's worth it. So time tested and approved from all walks of life. We've been in every publication. This has been going on since 2013. So this is not a course that we created last week. This isn't even a course. It's an all-in-one resource. It's been proven and been around since 2013. So why do we have 600 plus testimonials and more coming in daily? We're very selective and keep it exclusive. Everything's focused on mastery versus overload. It's actionable, updated, and what's relevant now. It's 100% based on experience and proven results, and we have live interaction with the world's most influential people. You also have accountability to help you stay on track. So let me give you some examples, because I used to put testimonials and text messages and emails. I'll do a couple, but I want to share some videos of people that really have had their lives changed with the Academy. So this is Kirk. This was 2016. Just want to give a huge shout out. I believe I started with the Academy 2 months ago with a 5-month goal to raise my business residual from 150 to 200K. Hit that mark today, over 50K a year in 2 months. He's now over 600K, and he laughed that his goal used to be 250. And this was just 2 years ago, right? Over 50K residual income in 2 months. Let me give you some video ones. I'm excited about these because it really shows the passion behind their results, but also what we do. Oh, one more text message. In 2016, my business did 236,000. So far in 17, we broke 250 in revenue and have 8 months to go. Amazing. On pace to 3 times his revenue. All right.
What's going on, guys? My name is Brody Kern. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been in real estate, call centers, payment processing. Now I'm in the coaching space. But before I met Peter, this was a little over 12 months ago, and I was just exiting the call center space. It was bringing a ton of negativity in my life. I lacked real clarity about what direction I was going to head. And Peter and I got connected, started talking about the Game Changers Academy, and prior to that time, I had not really ever invested into a real coaching program and a real mentor. And so I was a little bit, I was ready to go. I knew that I needed something, but I didn't have any clue how much exponential growth would actually happen for me in the next 12 months. So if we are to fast forward 12 months now, I have literally gotten a crystal clear path about who I am, where I'm going, who I want to be, and what kind of life I'm going to create, and I can create predictable results to do so. If you fast forward, I've exploded my personal brand. I went from 15,000 followers to 100,000 followers on Instagram. A super impactful coaching business that is allowing me to impact the lives of young entrepreneurs similar to the way that Peter does, and I could not have done it without joining the Game Changers Academy, because I was given the actual toolkit that I needed to succeed, the thing that I was lacking most.
I had uncovered things about my business that easily covered the cost. And it seemed like a lot of money at the time, but then I thought, how much money did I spend on my college degree? How much money am I blowing on other things when I could invest it in myself? And so just kind of that mindset shift made a huge difference.
So being one of the youngest guys accepted into this group, I can understand why somebody at a young age might be concerned with investing in themselves to get around top-level entrepreneurs, thinking that they might not be ready. But let me tell you, it's a huge mistake. The sooner that you can get around top-level entrepreneurs, people playing the game at a higher level, the sooner that you're going to be able to fast-track your success. It's dire that you invest in yourself now and cut out the negative people and get around a better circle of influence, people who are playing the game at a higher level where you'd like to be in 5, 10, or 15 years. So if you're concerned about it, I suggest just going all in and doing it right now.
So this is one of my favorites because this is someone that really wanted to succeed and needed to succeed for his family. He has 7 kids. So he said, I wanted to thank you and keep you updated on how you've impacted my life. I know you're busy, so I'll keep it short. Because of the Academy and the hour coaching call we did over the last few years, I've done over $2 million in sales. My business is scaling and growing, and my wife and 7 kids we're able to buy our dream home in the country. I would never have gotten to this point if it wasn't for you. Thanks again for all you do. Once again, this is real people. Okay, I respect all kinds of people, but these are real people that want to grow their business for their family. So here, he actually sent a testimonial in, which is video, which is cool. So here's some of Dean's testimonial.
Not only did my business start doing much better, I was starting to do things on my own. I'm sorry for the shakiness, it's actually cold outside when I'm not. So I'm shaking. But we were able to end up, my wife and I, and 7 kids, were able to get our dream home. What it looks like over here. Able to get our dream home. My business is doing really well. Over the last few years, I've done over $2 million in sales. I have a multinational business with around 30 employees that work for my company and work for my clients as well. And there's just a little bit of the house. And I get to wake up to this every day. Pretty cool. Every day I get to enjoy 20 acres of green country. And a big part of this, and being able to do this with my wife and 7 kids, is because of the Game Changers movement.
So there's one more, and then I want to dive into some exciting stuff.
It took me a long time to finally get to the point where I was ready to invest, but when I found out more about the Game Changers Academy through my friend Marissa, I just saw how amazing her results were from that, and I decided that I wanted in. So I started with the Game Changers Academy in May, and since then I've crushed it this year, and my business has made over $100,000 more than we made last year. So if you're nervous about investing yourself, especially as a young female entrepreneur, what you have to understand is it's super intimidating being around all these men that are killing it, but the biggest thing that you can do to make sure that you're on that same level is to invest in yourself at the same level. Stop downplaying your skills and your mindset to try to match where everyone else is. Get to that next level on your own, and investing in yourself, it's going to pay you back 10 times more than that.
So here's a couple more. I'm not going to go through these. There's a lot more testimonials in terms of Facebook and messages. But these were the most common struggles that we realized people had in the last 5 or 6 years. Inconsistent, unpredictable income, no real guidance or strategy, lack confidence and certainty, and no real support system. So the Academy has been focused on and will help people maximize their income on their terms, follow a proven step-by-step roadmap, gain clarity and confidence, and create $1 million network. So the #1 program just got better. We revamped the Academy, so all the training has been redone in the last 2 months. We try to redo it every 2 years to make sure it's as relevant and comprehensive and tactical as possible. You get customized deep dive trainings have been added, and it's also the go-to resource for you. So now, anything you need in the Academy, you need marketing help, you need a logo, you need opinion on this, the group will give you access to that. And I use my resources to help you as well. So how much would this be worth to you in the next 5 years to have a resource center, to have a network of people, to have accountability, to have guidance and a proven roadmap? How much in your lifetime would this be worth to you? Imagine waking up whenever you want to wake up, getting your coffee, relaxing. And I don't want to say you just made money from nothing, but from the machine you've built, from the business you've scaled, you made $5,000 that morning. You can do whatever you want that day. Your team is taken care of. You don't have to go to an office. You're working from home. That's the life for so many people that have chosen to really execute this strategy. So why go through the trouble of figuring out on your own when you can model exactly what I did to create millions of dollars in sales and profits while building a life and a business on my terms? I want to take you by the hand and show you exactly what I did. Nothing I've shared with you is hopes and wishes. This is exactly what I did in my business to generate 7 figures and create a lifestyle where I did things on my terms. And I've helped a lot of people, and it doesn't matter your experience or what you've done in your past. So how much will this cost me? Some of you guys are asking. You can try and figure it out on your own and spend thousands upon thousands, or you can hire a consultant for $10,000 plus. I get paid $20,000 for an hour speech, and I've turned down $5,000 per month for coaching to teach the same content. It's not 10,000, it's not 5, it's not even the 4,500, which is the referral discount price. It's not 1997, which is what our team wanted to do, which is what I feel like the lowest price we could ever do is. For the action takers and the game changers, we are doing a creating your best year ever webinar only price. And I love that some people have already gotten off. So it's the real action takers, the ones that are serious about success, that want to level up and really want to be mentored and want to be taken by the hand to scale and grow your business. Time's going to pass by anyways. You might as well have the best possible roadmap in front of you. You get full access, mastermind calls, the letter to achievers, how to build your online training, maximize your strengths, my connections. You can enroll today for only $297. I'm going to put this link. We are doing a contest for the first 10 to join. GameChangersMovement.com/yes. GameChangersMovement.com/yes. Or you can save $200 and make a one-time investment of $997. So if you're that person that wants to pay it all in full, that's fine. GameChangersMovement.com/yes for you action takers. Now, this is the end of the year webinar special, okay? GameChangersMovement.com/yes. You have two options. You can try and figure everything out on your own, like I did at first. You can spend thousands of dollars and waste tons of time trying to do it yourself. Like Chelsea said she did. She tried to do it all herself, and her business was growing, but she wasn't making any more money as the business grew. From her investing in the academy, we were able to save her a ton of money and help her scale. Now she's doubled her business in the last year and a half, right? Or you can get the proven roadmap, cut your learning curve in half, and get to your goals much quicker and start making more money than ever before. I'm excited to invite you to join the Game Changers Academy and join thousands of other ambitious entrepreneurs in the academy today. So we also have a results guarantee. We're so confident in this content. If you don't believe this is the best content out, if you don't fly out the gate and gain massive clarity and start seeing results and start seeing clarity, I know this could be a substantial investment for some people. And I'll tell you what, I want to take away all the risk and I want to guarantee it in a way that makes it the right choice for you today. I'm going to put myself on the line, and I think this is the best program in the industry, and no one ever touches this level of comprehensive, relevant, and deep dive content and mixed it with millionaire live training. Sign up for this today, and if you don't fly out the gate in the next 2 weeks and you don't believe it's the best training in the industry, and you can tell us it's not the best, then you get a full refund, no questions asked. Look, I don't want to waste your time, and I've been through a lot, and I've even been through some tragic things. I've been broke, I've been discouraged, and I've been through a ton of programs that don't work. There's a lot of stuff that's BS out there. And if you're skeptical, I get it. Trust me, I get it. This is why we made this guarantee, so there's zero risk for you and all upside. Look, I understand. If you don't feel like your intelligence matches your bank account, if you finally just want a plug-and-play system that you can take and you can use and get accountability for and can guarantee you the best next 12 months, this is it. I know you might be scared to invest because money's tight and you're not sure it'll pay off, but the money's going to be spent anyways, and if it doesn't pay off, you get your money back. So this is, and also for me, I remember thinking when I was going to invest in something, money was super tight, one of my first investments. But then I realized that if money's tight, that's probably the number one reason I should invest and bet on myself so I never have money issues ever again. So this is why we made this money back guarantee, okay? So GameChangersMovement.com/yes. This offer will not last long, and the academy price of $8,000 is actually going up next year to $10,000. So this price will no longer ever be available, okay? Special webinar promotion is only open until Monday at midnight. So if you want to go to GameChangersMovement.com/yes, it's open Monday at midnight. Good news, by the way, it's going to get even better. I want to do something extra special for you dedicated entrepreneurs that right now are serious. You're sitting there, you have that nagging pull, you have that ambition, you just need the roadmap. I got you. I call this the no excuses Black Friday special. I'm going to give you more bonuses. You also are going to get my Becoming Unstoppable audio series that will help you bulletproof your mindset, sharpen your mental toughness, and really create an unshakable confidence, because this complements the academy. Because if you can listen to this, now you have a bulletproof mindset. Trust me, you're the rock for the people around you. So you want to make sure your mindset is as sharp as possible, because when the economy goes down the next couple of years, there's more opportunity than ever. Most people don't make money in a down economy, but the best ones do. When the economy doesn't do well, the money doesn't disappear. It just transfers to the successful people who do these things. And I want you to be one of those people that sharpens their mindset and knows how to take advantage when everyone else is scared. That's what this audio does. You also get how to create a massive influence and create a leading authority and dominate your market. Become a leading authority, $9.97. Also, you get our 30-day quick start guide to help you have a fast start, and a personal welcome call with me next week. All you do is you email the team and I can set up a call with you next week to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I don't do these, by the way, but I just want to throw this in there to make sure that you are fully taken care of and expectations are exceeded. And I can dissect your business. I can give you feedback on how to maximize the academy. Although the system, when you log in, already will help you maximize it, I can just be your mentor. Lastly, I'm fired up. Your first official live call is tomorrow. We're actually doing a live call with the Academy tomorrow on how to create an epic finish to 2019 while building massive momentum into the new year. We're going to talk about how to dominate the rest of 2019, not 2020. I'm thinking ahead. How I schedule and prioritize all of my life and business the last month of the year. 3 keys to staying motivated throughout the holidays. And the $1 million plan that will 3x your December productivity to make sure you have massive momentum for 2020. Okay? You also, when you join today, you get access to this call tomorrow live. So you're going to meet all the other Academy members, which is crazy. So once again, let me go through this. Live mastermind calls and hot seat every month. My letter to achiever script. Just the letter to achievers to reach out to high level people is worth the whole price. How to build an online empire training, which is a course in itself. The Maximizing Your Strengths Blueprint, a network of 800 plus ambitious and success-minded individuals. New Millionaire Mentor calls every month. Becoming Unstoppable audio series, Maximizing Your Strengths, the full academy, my mentorship and connections. All the previous mastermind calls and millionaire calls from the last 6 years. Total value, $13,000. Even at $13,000, if it can help you build a life on your terms where you never have to worry about money, you don't have to worry about going into the office, and you can build a business that allows you to travel, even that's worth 13 grand. If you paid 13K and built an amazing lifestyle, the ROI is insane. But because of this webinar special, all for $997 or $297. Here's what to do next. Go to gamechangersmovement.com/yes and enroll. Check your email for login info. You'll be able to log in right away. And I want you to watch the welcome video and the introduction module. This will help you clear your mind and get into the perfect foundation in the perfect state to crush it the next 12 months. What you're really investing in is, yes, support, yes, a network, yes, me as a mentor, but you're investing in certainty that no matter what you go through, what mood you're in, what challenge you go through, you're giving yourself the best possible opportunity to maximize the next 12 months, period. No matter what you go through, you're going to have the best 12 months you've ever had because you're guaranteeing it with all of the accountability and systems. Then, under bonus materials, you'll see bonus materials on the top. Go to videos, watch the Millionaire Time Management System, because we're going to start helping you think and act like millionaires. This will help you leverage your time, how to create more value in your time, how to leverage technology, and how to think and act like millionaires. It's also going to give you my complete weekly time management system on how I manage my time. There's a blueprint you can download right away, and you can watch that module. It's one of my favorite modules. You can watch it right away. And then your first official module will be released in 7 days. So you'll have these 2 modules, you'll have our live call tomorrow, you'll have a call with me next week, and you'll be able to watch the Millionaire Time Management System so you start to value your time, because if you don't value your time, nobody else will. Imagine learning from these amazing entrepreneurs and these. Elon Musk actually responded to my team and wants to do a call with us. We've had David Goggins. We've had Randall Pitch. We have Shailene Johnson coming up. Jocko Willink coming up. We have Robert Kiyosaki coming up. We just had Trent Shelton. We get the best of the best because they know when they speak to the Academy, they're speaking to the future of entrepreneurship. That's why we're so passionate about what we do. Also, you have access to our Game Changer workshops that happen every 2-3 months in LA and San Diego. They're usually a couple thousand. You get them free with the Academy. So not only are you getting 90% off, you're getting access to workshops that are also usually they're $2 to $3 grand, and you're paying even less than it is just for a workshop, right? Imagine, I'm excited to meet some of you, right? This is Chelsea, who had been following for years, finally joined the Academy. Now we met in Beverly Hills. That's Justin and Kirk, some of my friends now. This is one of our masterminds in LA. The only question is, what will your story be the next 30 days? We love creating stories of where you are to where you want to be. GameChangersMovement.com/yes. Shout out to you guys that have already joined. Much respect. We're also going to do a special contest real quick, but you're going to get the Game Changer system, $1 Million Network, live mastermind calls, elite millionaire mentors, all of that for the 88% off. 100% results guaranteed, so there's no risk. Now, action takers, you guys that are still on hanging with me, I can't stress this enough. I knew nothing. I was dumb. I was in a super small town. I didn't expect ever to make 6 figures. I couldn't even think about $1 million. And it still mind boggles me that it happens, that I've been in Entrepreneur Magazine, that I've built a multiple 7-figure business, and how I can travel the world and I get booked for $20,000 to speak. It's crazy. But I'm giving you everything, and I'm having you cut your learning curve in half. And then I'm giving you 88% off. And then there's a guarantee. The first 10 who take action will get a special Game Changers package just to reward the action takers. You're going to get my book, signed, hardcover, my mixtapes. By the way, we have a new Game Changers journal that's actually a leather one that's ingrained. So you don't get that, you get a leather one. My mixtapes, the Ambition is Priceless wristbands, my other book, and a Game Changers flash drive with my 12 best blueprints in it. This will be mailed out to you in the next week for the first 10 who take action. Join the most exclusive networking community today. I'm going to do some Q&A in a second, guys. GameChangersMovie.com/yes. Here's what I've realized the last 12, 13 years. The number one thing that holds most people back in life and business, and it's the number one thing that causes most people regret, is they never tell themselves now matters. They're living on someday I'll be successful. Someday I'll invest in myself. Right now is the holidays. Right now, and they have all these reasons why they can't. Then you fast forward 6 months, they're in the same spot or worse, and they never tell themselves now matters. Most people spend the first half of their life saying they're too small, and the second half saying they're too old. Don't be like most people. This is the time for you to make up for all the times in your life where you cut corners or where you didn't give your all. I'm telling you, experience is irrelevant, age is irrelevant. With the network and the roadmap, you're unstoppable. But you have to bet on yourself. You don't have to fully believe, but you have to invest and bet on yourself. Now matters more than ever. So this is for you if your bank account doesn't match your... By the way, this is not for everybody. So if this doesn't resonate and you don't think it's for you, maybe it isn't. But you want to base decisions based off what's best for you, not fear, right? You're not fulfilling your potential. If you're like me back in the day where you felt like you could be doing more, living more, being more, then it might be for you. If you need clarity and a proven roadmap to follow, if you want more predictable and consistent income, and if you want real flexibility and freedom, GameChangersMovement.com/yes. I look forward to working with you, and I'm excited to help you. So here's what we're going to do. If you join in the next 30 minutes, you get all of those bonuses. And you get the welcome package. So it's not just for the first 10, it's for the people who join in the next 30 minutes. Okay? I'm feeling excited and nice. So we're going to do some Q&A, so get your questions ready. I'm going to hang out for a little bit, but here's the deal. Can you picture and imagine someone in your mind that has made a lot of money as an entrepreneur, or maybe has a lifestyle that you're inspired by, or that you're like you want? Think about that person that has a lifestyle you're inspired by, and people making a lot of money in entrepreneurship. Maybe they're online. Maybe you've seen them. Picture and imagine that person. Now, can you also picture a person you know or that you've seen that maybe tried entrepreneurship or tried business or tried sales and lost money? Maybe they're bitter, or maybe they've never tried entrepreneurship. Maybe they don't like entrepreneurs. Maybe they don't like people that have money because of how they grew up or their insecurities. Maybe they lost everything. But let me ask you a question. Why is there a disparity? Why are some making millions, some six figures, and some struggling to get by? Is it A, lack of opportunity, or is it B, lack of knowledge and network? Think about it. Is it lack of opportunity or lack of knowledge and network? Of course, it's not lack of opportunity. There's opportunities everywhere. You're more right. You guys that guessed it's lack of knowledge and network, you're more right than you know. Most people aren't thriving. I was in Chicago this morning, and I left early, and there was hundreds of people on the street walking like downtown to their job. It was raining outside. It was cold, and there was tons of people walking just to make a living. I have so much respect for those people. They're getting up early, sitting in traffic, walking in the rain, putting in 8 hours of hard labor. But I also respect the person that says, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of the new economy. I don't care about my past. I don't care what anyone says. If no one's in my family's ever done it, I'm going to take advantage. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I respect the people that also don't want to have a life where they work 9 to 5 because they want to be with their family more and build towards something. So I have respect for everybody, right? But it's just, which one do you want to be? Sometimes being an entrepreneur and building and growing a business and scaling takes less physical effort than working a 9 to 5, making 50, 60K a year. You got to shift that perspective, right? So I'm excited to help you. I'm not sure. I'm going to hang out for questions and stuff, but that's really everything I wanted to go over. I thank you guys for your time. I'm excited to help anyone I can. I know you guys invested in yourself and you invested time to be here, so I appreciate it. By the way, a lot of common objections is like, I don't have the time. This is not about time. This is about outcomes and results. So if you don't have the time, you better be making at least 7 or 8 figures. Because if you don't have the time, that means your time's tied up. And if you're trading time for money, it better be very high amounts. If not, you might need this so we can claim some of your time freedom back, right? Keep that in mind. All right, let me get to the chat. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Byron signed up and already logged in. I love it. Yeah, these trainings are nothing like you've ever experienced. I've taken, I wouldn't even say hundreds. I've taken thousands of hours of my trials, tribulations, failures, successes, courses. I've been in big masterminds with some big names. And I've simplified everything I've learned to like 45-minute modules with blueprints. They give you, I call them bulletproof implementation plans that you get at the end. So you'll be excited. You will not be disappointed, I promise. And I'm telling you, you're going to invest the money anyways. You might as well spend it on yourself. So many people are always pleasing others, and you forget to please yourself, right? Bet on yourself. That's the best bet you can make. It blows my mind that people could spend 30, 40, 50 grand on college to learn irrelevant information and to guarantee nothing. This is learning the best possible relevant information with a guarantee and giving you a roadmap to a better future. But people will not hesitate to spend 40 grand, but they're scared to spend 297. It blows my mind. That's a whole nother topic. But Byron, I'm proud of you, man. Good job for betting on yourself. Gregory, will the Game Changers website be updated with the new and improved training for existence? Yes, it's already updated. It's all new. Even if you've been an Academy member, it was updated the last probably 2 months. Eduardo, no, this is 1 year access. And then you get a renew for 88% off. Just being transparent. Oh, yeah, Eduardo, you've already invested in the Academy. I believe you might have paid more. But I appreciate you for being on, and I know you've been crushing it and keeping momentum. Thank you for the kind words. So Eduardo's already been in the Academy, and obviously he's taken action. And Daniel, I'm a GCA member. I totally recommend it. 100% worth it. Thank you, guys. Marissa, thank you. Actually, Hannah heard about the Academy from Marissa. By the way, I did not tell these guys to be on this training and tell you guys that. I promise. But I appreciate you guys for wanting to continue to learn and grow. But if you're already on the Academy and you've been on for more than like 3-4 months, Art, Marissa, Eduardo, Daniel, literally all of the modules have been redone the last couple months. So if you go back to module 1, back to module 2, they're redone, higher level, with more tactical information, updated blueprints and everything. So I would highly recommend go checking that out. If you're just joining, you're getting a 88% discount to a brand new, updated, revamped Academy, and there's nothing out there that touches this level of content. You know what I was thinking about? Tony Robbins said something a while back that I'll never forget. He said, you know what the wealthiest place in the world is? And I was like, I was literally trying to think about it. What's like the richest and wealthiest place in the world? Does anyone know? He said the cemetery, because it's filled with so many ideas and potential, but all wasted because they never acted on their dreams. And that really shook me. This was years ago. So I don't want you to get to the end of your life. Like, I want to be able to look in the mirror. And this was a good refresher. For you guys that are on the Academy, if you learn something new, great. But here's the reality. The most dangerous words you could ever tell yourself is, I already know that. Question is not if you know it, it's are you executing that? Does your bank account prove you know this? Does your lifestyle prove you know this? Does your waistline prove you know these things? Right? I want you to look in the mirror when you're 90 years old. Look in your eyes. Picture right now looking at yourself in the mirror when you're 90 and being able to look in your eyes and saying, I have no regrets. I did everything I wanted to do. I built a legacy. I built my business my way on my terms. I created leverage for myself. I led by example, and I have an amazing life to show for it. I don't want you to say, I wish I would have. I should have invested. I could have. I wish. Don't do that. Right? Now matters more than ever. And then for now, if you haven't invested, now the question is, and maybe it isn't for you, but the question is why? Think about what limitation or philosophy or fear needs to be uncovered of why you're not investing in yourself. People love to invest in everything. Cars, jewelry, clothes, sporting events. They love to invest in everything except themselves. Right? They want to invest in things that maybe make up for their insecurities, but when it comes to investing in something that could change the game for them, they're hesitant. Think about why. And shift that perspective. But I appreciate you guys. Any questions? Oh, it says it's full. The event is full. Hold on a sec. Let me refresh it. Oh, there we go. Oh, I've been missing your questions. Samantha, so even better. There is people you can connect with on the Academy, but what I've been doing personally is connecting because this is my number one focus. This is all I really focus on is the Academy and the inner circle. So you can actually connect with me because I get people that reach out to me every day on my Instagram, Facebook, like 100 times a week. Hey, can I have your time? And I don't want to invest in people unless they invest in themselves, because if you don't invest in yourself, it makes it hard for other people too. So if you invest in yourself, I will take time to connect with you. I don't always say that, but I want to do that with you guys because you've hung out with me this long and you've shown you're serious. How do I get past my perspective that having followers is fake, like fake friends, not real ones? Just replace it with something more powerful. More followers is not about friends, fake or real. More followers is about more impact. And if you can shift and say it's not about you, when you say, how do I get past, it's not about you. It's about the people you impact. So the only reason I do social media is two things. One, to inspire, challenge, and impact people. Two, it's to make money for my family. Because I never want my family to struggle. I want them to always have freedom and always have whatever they want. So when you shift it to be like, if they're fake, real, followers aren't friends, they are friends, that's irrelevant when you have a mission and a vision that's bigger than that little problem. So shift your perspective, right? People that have more followers, the real ones, the authentic ones, they have more of an impact. And the more impact you have, the more income you make, right? Samantha, I appreciate that. It's cool seeing someone else from Oregon on here. I love it. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to do big things back in the day, but slowly taking action on these specific steps, I continued taking action when I didn't believe, and I continued to invest in myself when I didn't have clarity, and it paid off. Amanda, can existing get the package? Possibly. Eduardo, I appreciate it. That's why we relate. Thank you. Yeah, Tools of Titans is good. Yep, that's a good quote. All right, I love it. Yep, that's a good Tim Ferriss book. He's speaking to the Academy soon as well. All right, guys, I appreciate you. For anyone that joins in the next 17 minutes, will still get everything that we talked about. The bonuses go away, I believe, after my team does all this. The bonuses go away soon. So you have till Monday. So champions find a way. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. I'll tell you, this will never go back to this price. So I really hope you join us. It's going to be an amazing, amazing 2020. The time's going to pass by anyways. You might as well give yourself the best possible advantage to succeed at the highest level. And really the question is not what does it cost? It's what's it going to cost you if you don't join? What's it worth to you to build a life on your terms? What's it worth to you to never have money issues ever again? There's the simplest little things that get me fired up. I remember being in Arizona like probably a year ago. And I used to freak out. I used to get stressed when we had dinner or when I was paying for the bill and people ordered appetizers. I used to be that person that was like, it's extra money. And being in Scottsdale and being around high-level people and now having this mindset where it's like, doesn't matter if people order appetizers, doesn't matter what the bill is. I'm confident and excited to pay it. Just that shift and enjoying myself is priceless. So to get that priceless feeling of never having money issues and saying, you know what, let's go to Hawaii for the week. And not do it to escape reality, but do it because it is your reality, it's priceless. So giving all this for $297 is almost, I don't want to shortcut the price. It's almost too low of price for the Academy, as you guys know that are on the Academy. That's why we'll probably never do this again. But I just get passionate about that. So, all right, guys, have an amazing rest of your night. If you have any questions, speak now, forever hold your peace. Let me refresh it. I just got back. I'm tired. I'm like on Chicago time. It's like 8:48. Samantha, when you have 70 in your account, I've had zero in my account, and I'm not talking about like I had money in my savings. Trust me, I've been there. I know how it feels. That hunger that I had when I was broke is the reason I am now successful, and I'll never go back to that because I remember that feeling. So use that feeling to drive you. But I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day, night, and I hope you guys take advantage of this. It'll never be this cheap again. And I'm excited to continue to grow with you guys and excited to see your journey. And I'm excited to continue mentoring and helping all I can. So appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.